Good morning, Year 11. Today we'll be talking about exams. There are just under 2 weeks until the exams start, and I'm sure everyone is very busy revising or even busier procrastinating. Perhaps a bit of both. Either way, this time of the year can be, and for most of us, probably a bit of a stressful time. It can be very difficult to have the willpower to pick up a book, let alone put effort into a test.
That's why we decided to do our assembly about resilience. As a trait, resilience is considered by many to be one of the most important features someone can possess and during the exam season can be more important than natural intelligence. We're going to be talking about Henry V's famous speech as it links to that theme of continuing despite the odds.
First, the context of the play. At the point where Henry gives his speech, they are being overwhelmed by the French in battle, and the English soldiers are at the point of giving up out of exhaustion, until Henry gives his speech and the English then go on to win the battle.
Work, work your thoughts, and in them see a siege. Behold the ordnance on their carriages, with fatal mouths gaping on girded half-earth. Suppose the ambassador from the French comes back, tells Harry that the king does offer him Catherine, his daughter, and with her to dowry some petty and unprofitable dukedoms. The offer likes him not, and the nimble gunner, with linstock now, the devilish cannon touches, and down goes all before them!
Once more into the breach, dear friends! Once more! Or close the wall up with our English dead! In peace, there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger! Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage, then lend the eye a terrible aspect. Let it pry through the portage of the head like the brass cannon. Let the frown o'erwhelm it as fearfully as doth a galled rock, or hang and jutty his confounded base, swelled with a wild and wasteful ocean. Now set the teeth and stretch the nostril wide, hold hard the breath, and bend up every spirit to his full height. On, you noblest English! Dishonor not your mothers. Now attest that those whom you call fathers did beget you. And you, good yeoman, whose limbs were made in England, show us here the mettle of your pasture. Let us swear that you are worth your breeding, which I doubt not. For there is none of you so mean and base that hath not noble lustre in your eyes. I see you stand like greyhounds in the slips, straining upon the start. The game's afoot. Follow your spirit, and upon this charge, cry God for Harry, England, and St. George!
Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more. Or close up the walls with our English dead.
Here Henry is saying to give it one last shot, and even if we die, we can plug up the wall with bodies of the dead. Despite this being a gruesome image, the idea of giving it another go is vital for exams. Mistakes teach us. Keeping going, even when you don't think you can, or just understand what you're trying to learn, is crucial when studying exams.
In peace, there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility.
Henry V is saying that it's okay to fail, as even if you do, you've given it all you've got. For exams, you can only try your best, and you can't beat yourself up over the results. As long as you know you did the most that you could to get the highest grade you could. And at the end, you can rest easy knowing that you did your best.
But when the blast of war blows at our ears, imitate the actions of the tiger.
The tiger is a ferocious animal that fights for its life when it matters. Henry compares the will of his soldiers to that of a top predator designed for its purpose. During the exam season, and specifically during your GCSEs, the ones that really matter, you have to act like it's the final event of a marathon. There's nothing else you need to do other than the best you can, and not just to be physically, but also as mentally strong as a tiger.
Stiffen the sinews, summon up blood, disguise fair nature with hard-favoured rage, then lend the eye a terrible aspect.
Henry tells his soldiers to summon up every last bit of courage and strength they can muster to keep fighting. Every part of their bodies is used for fighting, and they need to prepare for a fight. The GCSEs and exams are the final test, so if you don't do your best, then you're essentially wasting every opportunity you were given. Even if you don't feel ready, you need to be confident. Even if you don't feel like studying, you need to give everything you have in to keep on trying.
Now set the teeth and stretch the nostril wide. Hold hard the breath and bend upon every spirit to his full height. On, you noblest English.
Henry compares an attack of a soldier to that of an animal or predator attacking its prey. It shows prowess and readiness, and an intense focus on what they want. Set your sights on the exam itself. Act like it's a physical entity that you can attack or destroy. Act like a wolf about to attack the weaker prey, knowing that as long as it puts everything it has into its attack, it will take down the prey. It may seem like a wall, punch through. Be self-confident and prepared with everything and in every aspect you have.
I see you stand like a greyhound in the slips.
Greyhounds are an extremely fast dog. Every aspect of its body is built for speed. They're racing and competing, doing their best to succeed, and they won't stop until it's over. You need to actively take the grade, not just let it come to you. Study as hard as you can, like the greyhound's intent on winning a race, and don't stop until it's over.
Follow the spirit and upon this charge cry, God for Harry, England and St. George.
Henry finally rallies the troops to everything they fight for and what they believe in. He then leads them into battle and against impossible odds, and they go on to win the battle. We don't expect you to do well for the Queen or for England, but that's what was important to the soldiers, and you need to do your best for whatever it is you believe in. Whether it's well for your parents, teachers, or even just for yourself, you have to charge at your exams with maximum effort.
Wish you luck in your summer exams and hope that you do useful and efficient preparation in the days leading up to them. Whilst you should obviously try your hardest, be mindful that you still get enough sleep and rest. You won't learn, and your cognitive abilities are greatly reduced if you're too tired to read anything in the first place. Look after yourself. We hope you have enjoyed our assembly and found it useful.